If you're considering buying the Zhiyun Crane-M3, then you must watch this video. You're going to learn everything there is to know about Zhiyun's purpose-built gimbal for vloggers. And watch until the very end because I'm going to show you real footage shot on this gimbal. We're also going to discuss the features and specs, talk about the pros and cons, and then finally I'm going to answer the question, is it worth the money? If you already own the Zhiyun Crane-M3 and just need help getting it set up or balancing it, I've created an entirely separate video for that. You can watch it by clicking the link above, or I'll also put the link in the description below. This gimbal was made for vloggers in mind. The most important part of any vlog is to have a good story, but the second most important things are picture quality, lighting, and sound. And this gimbal helps with all of those things. The first thing you'll notice is the all-new sleek design, and it comes in this white color. I find this color really cool. It's sort of trending right now. You've probably seen it on the PlayStation 5. You've seen this color on some Canon lenses, on some Canon EOS D cameras, and on some Sony cameras. I should also point out that it has a rubber ergonomic grip at the front, and this helps prevent the gimbal slipping your hands when your hands inevitably become sweaty from filming, from being out in the sun all day shooting. You can't have the gimbal slipping up and down in your hand, and this rubber piece prevents that. On the back here, you'll notice that the roll motor is dropped down slightly so that you have full view of your screen. And the motor spaces are also widened so that it'll support cameras of almost any size. The motors are powerful enough to support full frame cameras like the Sony A7. However, I would say that this gimbal is really built for ASP-C sensor cameras, which is great because those are the cameras that most vloggers are using. And I'm talking about the Sony A6000 lineup and cameras of that size. If you shoot mostly on full frame cameras, heavier cameras with bigger lenses, then I'd probably go for the Zhiyun Crane-2 or even the Weebill. A lot of vloggers these days have realized that a smartphone is an excellent camera for vlogging. And so this gimbal does come with a phone clamp, or if you prefer to shoot with an action cam, you can also get a base plate that supports things like the GoPro or the DJI Osmo Action. Here's a full list of cameras that this gimbal can support, and feel free to pause the video here and look for your camera. One of the greatest things about this gimbal is how small and compact it is. As you can see, it's only about the size of a standard beer bottle if you take off the extension pack and the tripod. So if you're on the go, if you just want to throw a gimbal in your bag because you plan on doing some vlogging later in the day, then this is the perfect size and weight. It only weighs about 750 grams. I have a ton of gimbals. This is definitely one of the lightest. The battery only takes 2.5 hours to charge. It supports PD fast charge. And from my testing, depending on how well you balance it, the battery life lasts to up about 6.5 hours, 7 hours. Zhiyun says that it lasts 8 hours, but I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I'd say it's closer to 6.5, 7 hours. The batteries are not removable, so if you do need to shoot for more than 7 hours continuously, you can get a power bank and connect it and charge the gimbal with a USB-C type cable. So you could either just have this in your pocket, or you could find a way to attach it through the 1/4 inch screw here. It's very rare that you need to shoot more than 7 hours continuously, but it is nice to be able to charge the gimbal through a power pack. The build quality is really solid. It's made of a hard type of plastic, so not an aluminum that you'd find on some higher end models. But I've been testing Zhiyun gimbals for years now, and I will say that they are the industry leader in gimbals for smartphones and for full frame cameras, etc. For the price, you get something that is very compact, durable, and powerful. The 1.22 inch full color touchscreen makes it really easy to change modes, change your parameters, see how much battery you have, set up the Bluetooth functionality, and so on. All of the buttons are right at your fingertips, including this joystick. It also has a little scroll wheel here, which if you connect your camera to the gimbal with either a USB-C cable or through the Bluetooth connection, you can change things such as ISO, shutter speed, and aperture directly from the gimbal. For vlogging, that might be a little bit too much, a little bit overkill. For vlogging, for ease of use, because you're always on the go, I would suggest just setting your camera settings to either shutter priority or aperture priority. And if you're curious about any of these modes and settings, like I said, I created a whole nother video on how to set up this gimbal and how to balance it. Another cool thing that this gimbal has is the Quick Plate Release 4.0. So with just a click of a button, you can remove your camera, and to flip it back in, it's just another push of a button. And why this is so great is because if you need to remove your camera to, say, change the batteries, you don't have to rebalance the gimbal, which can be really frustrating when you're in a hurry. As I already mentioned, there is a 1/4 inch threaded screw here, so you can attach various things like lights or microphones. For me, probably the coolest feature of this gimbal is right here, and you may have not noticed it at first, but this is an 800 lumens adjustable light. So not only can you adjust the brightness, but you can also adjust the color temperature. And it's all done with a click of this wheel that's right here on the side. So this, I mean, is awesome because lighting is so important when you're vlogging. When you're out vlogging, you can't really anticipate which sort of conditions you'll find. So to have a light that illuminates your subject is a game changer. And I'll just turn off my studio lights here for a second so you can see how powerful this light is. So you can see if I shine it on my face, it provides plenty of light. I think this is actually really cool, and I haven't really seen any other gimbals that have this feature. And like I said, you can adjust the color temperature by just clicking on the side button and scrolling up and down. And you can also adjust the brightness to 10 and then all the way up to 100. Let me just turn my studio light back on. And to turn it off, you just press and hold the side button for 2 seconds. Before I go any further, I have a very quick favor to ask. I make these videos to help people like you that are considering purchasing a gimbal. And if you've made it this far through the video, you're probably enjoying it. So you can help me out by clicking the like and subscribe button. The like button tells YouTube to show this video to more people, and by clicking the subscribe button, you'll allow me to make more videos like this in the future. Thanks in advance for your support. If you already own the Zhiyun M2 and are considering upgrading or have another gimbal, check out this side-by-side comparison of the Zhiyun Crane-M2, M3, the Weebill S, and the DJI RSC2. As you can see, the M3 is the only one that has this LED light, which, as I mentioned, I absolutely love. It's the only one that supports a microphone, wireless control, and has a customized quick release plate. The M3 Pro Pack also comes with this really handy carrying case. So most gimbals come in a kind of cheap styrofoam packaging, and they're not really made for vlogging or for traveling, but this case, which has a magnetic clip, is great if you're on the go. I mean, you can just throw your gimbal in here, take it wherever you need to go, the beach, to the airport, I mean, wherever you plan on vlogging. I will say the only thing I do not like about it is that it's white, so it'll probably get a little bit dirty. And it also has these characters on it. I'm kind of a minimalist and prefer like no branding at all, but you know, you could put a patch or something over that if you are so inclined. But I mean, this is extremely handy, and I will definitely be carrying my gimbal around in this bag. All right, so now let's go outside and look at some test footage shot on the Zhiyun Crane-M3. All right, so here I am with my iPhone attached to the Zhiyun M3 gimbal, and I'm just going to walk up these stairs at a normal walking pace. And now here I am running up the stairs with my iPhone attached to the gimbal. And as you can see, it does an amazing job stabilizing this footage. And now I'm gonna take my iPhone off the gimbal and just walk with it in my hand to show you what it looks like without any stabilized footage coming from a gimbal. And as you can see, it's much shakier. And finally, same test, iPhone is removed from the gimbal. I'm holding it in my hand and I'm running as fast as I can up the stairs. So as you can see, these small yet powerful gimbals do an amazing job stabilizing footage. Overall, this is an excellent gimbal for the price, and I think it's worth the money. It looks really nice. I mean, you have this illuminated M3 logo here. It has the white color. It comes with a shotgun mic if you get the Pro Pack. It has the expansion pack at the bottom, so you can do Bluetooth control of your camera. You can plug in the shotgun mic. It also has, you know, a 1/4 inch thread here, so you can attach various things, like if you need a bigger light. And of course, the light at the very front, which for me is an absolute game changer. I think that all gimbals are gonna kind of copy this because it is such a great feature, but Zhiyun, the first to do it. And like I said, I love Zhiyun products. I've been testing them for years, They are my go-to gimbal, and for me, it's worth